Let's get into it.
You know what sucks
That's
now?
my sound bite for taste.
What?
Oh, we got to do it when Danny has it. That's for you, Danny. Slurp, slurp. Mm-hmm. People hate when people eat. People love ASMR, but they hate when you make any other sound on a podcast. Isn't that interesting?
What do you mean?
Like, people love ASMR. You go in a little bit. Oh, here. Cool. I was trying to
There you go,
cover
babe.
my mustache.
There you go, babe.
People love ASMR. Like, they love that, like, ooh, we're making sound on purpose. Like, ooh, yeah, here, I'm opening
is that ASMR?
I'm opening. Yeah, no.
Oh,
Yeah, you're making, yeah, we're, no, it's like, oh, I'm opening up a bag of chips and then I'm eating the chips. But if I were to eat chips on a podcast, people would be like, why are you eating chips on a pot? You know, if they don't.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought about doing a gross ASMR. Like just the sound of me wiping my butt.
Yeah, or like sticking your hand in a jar of mayonnaise. It's not like that's like South Park or something. It's maybe like a squish sound.
I think ASMR is do you listen to ASMR?
No, I never really understood that. It doesn't really do anything for me.
I wish I understood. Danny, are you an ASMR guy? No. Yeah, that's right. You don't even listen to porn. You don't even listen to porn.
I'm anti.
Yeah, he's anti-sound.
Oh, so you didn't like when we were going, that's for you guys.
Yeah, I couldn't get into ASMR, and I remember the other thing I really couldn't get into when it was real big was like phone sex. Like people I knew like would dial 1-900 numbers and be like, yo, this is the coolest fucking thing in the world. I'm like, I don't know if it is, dude. Like, I don't know if that's that cool.
I always thought it was people thinking it was more funny than it is.
You know what? You don't get me wrong. There is a time where you're with your boys and you are laughing because you're like, yo, we're calling up somebody and they're going to like.
Yeah, but the guy that brought that up was definitely genuinely into it.
He's waiting for all of you to be like, yo, this is the cool. He's like, I know, right? I fucking.
Or he's not the one that brought it up and he's like, I gotta get out of here.
Wait, what was that number? Just because I don't want to know what it is. I don't want to.
Yeah, I gotta block that number. Yeah. Can you write it down on my hand for me?
Our move was calling it from the school and just letting it like ride to see how big the phone bill could get.
So when you called it from the school, were you able to like get the? So we tried doing like something like that at my high school, but when you pressed 8 or 9 to get the line out, whatever was up with the phone, you couldn't dial a 1-900 number. Like it wouldn't let you do it.
It depended on whose office. Any of the teachers' lounges or shit, it didn't
maybe
work.
You had teachers that were like freaks, so they like overrode that. You didn't even know.
Here's the thing.
They were like, I swear to God, it was the kids playing a prank. I wasn't.
Never mind those napkins.
That phone bill that
These
came from my line. That must have been those pesky kids.
Damn them.
Yeah, you got to go to the maintenance.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's where they expect those phone calls to come from.
Yeah.
Like if someone's like, the janitor was making one night, no one's surprised that the janitor's doing such a thing.
Well, we also, at my school, we didn't have a lot of our own sports facilities. So like the football team had a practice at a separate field.
Yeah.
The crew team, we like shared like a boathouse. So we would call from the coach's phone for one of the other teams.
Man. That is such an elaborate thing. That's a lot of thought.
Yeah, it's like it's a prank where you guys don't actually get to any satisfaction. It's like, oh man, he's gonna have to pay more. You don't see him paying his bill and being like, son of a bitch.
We thought we were gonna see a notice put up about calling those numbers on like LaSalle's.
I got you. Yeah,
that was the plan there.
Yeah, I don't know. But pranks that you don't see the benefit of aren't bad. Like there are pranks
I guess sometimes it's like your imagination of what happens.
Where you're just like turning on a burner and leaving like, yo, that'll not that. That's not the prank I'm talking.
That's not a prank. That's arson, bitch. That's a full-on crime.
Analogy,
it's
dude.
not. No, that's like my sister and I were at a party when we were in like high school, and the kid, it was like one of her friends was throwing this party, and he was being really like uptight about everybody, like, oh, don't touch that, don't touch, like his parents weren't around. And it's like, well, you know, don't have a party then, you know, like if you're gonna be like that uptight about stuff, just don't have a party. So his dad was a photographer, and he had like all these gallery walls. So what we did was we just moved all the pictures into a different sequence, so it looked, if you didn't put the pictures up, they looked exactly the same.
Sure.
We were like, this would be funny.
You goddamn rebels.
This would be funny if the dad gets home and he's like, why is every picture in the house just in a different spot? Like, that's kind of just like a weird, I don't even know is that a prank? I don't even know. We were just kind of like in.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put pepper in the salt shaker. That's going to show them
I don't know. I think that's more like, it's almost like more of like a psychological warfare. Yeah. You're like, did I put these up like that? Like, it's like, does that even.
I mean, I see where you're going, and I appreciate you doing.
It was just us. We were just drunk, and we were like being fucking, we were like, this would be funny. Or we would like switch shirts.
What do you mean?
Like we'd be at a party and we would just switch outfits.
Oh man!
We would just switch like what we were wearing and see if anybody
would notice. Yeah, I get.
It's like everyone's drunk and then coming out of the bathroom, we're just wearing each other's outfits.
I think it's funny.
It's kind of just a weird. It's not even a prank.
I know you're
weird.
you're just messing with people. You're changing the idea
Things
of reality.
were pretty boring.
I mean, go ahead. They sounded boring. They sounded pretty boring. It's funny you bring up photos though. My buddy Ben. So this is back when we were in high school. Like digital camera frames were like so popular, and we would go to people's house who were like, you would have them. They'd just
like a picture frame on someone's thing with a slideshow going.
Yes, those things. Okay. So a lot of them though, they had a thing in the back where like you could just remove the memory card and put another memory card in there. And Ben would we'd show up to parties, and Ben would have a backpack full of like drugs or liquor or whatever. But he did have a digital camera, and like if that memory card matched with his digital camera, he would take a picture of his balls and then put it back in the thing, which
that's fun.
Very good. He also had, which is crazy that he traveled around with these two like stock like photos that he ripped out of like a history book. The one was just the picture of the Saigon police chief being shot in Vietnam. And he would take a picture of that and then put it back in the fucking
that's
thing.
even weirder because then you're kind of going like, this could be honestly anybody that passed through our house. If it's somebody took a picture of your balls, it's like, all right, this is our son's friend, right? That's pretty obvious.
Then the other one was like he had an old picture of like, I think it was like, it might have been Buchenwald or it might have been Auschwitz, but he had like all the Jews in front of the barbed wire fence, and he would just take a picture of that. And then he'd put it back in, and then we would leave, and we would never address
where it's like both are in frame.
Oh, that would be.
It's like
that's artsy.
The balls are hanging over their heads. He's teabagging Auschwitz. Because that's you gotta. Sometimes you have two good ideas, and you kind of put them.
You gotta mash them together, but sometimes two things don't go together. Like there are ingredients that aren't good.
My my buddy Jer's been. Put in one of those USB cards just with the movie Jury Duty and random TVs, whether it be friends' houses or pubs.
That's great.
Businesses.
That's a pretty, I mean, that's also now cheap.
Yeah.
Like that's a cheap.
Well, he just had like a bunch of them because of his last job. So he just downloaded Jury Duty to like 20 of these things. And
I mean, there are worse movies to put on, but there are also better movies. But Jury Duty is one of those things where it's like you might be making someone's day with Jury Duty. That's the thing, though. Like,
people like my friend Mike found it, and he was like paranoid. He was like, "What the fuck? There's a random USB in my TV that's not mine," because it doesn't say that it's Jury Duty. It just says file number.
Oh yeah, that's ominous.
Yeah,
nobody likes that. But I mean.
Or you would borrow someone's car and you would make every radio station like the country music station.
I
make all the presets the same thing.
I can appreciate that.
It's not really. It's kind of just. It's pretty mild. I wasn't really.
Did you now? See, the whole thing is, you don't strike me as a type. But if you did tell me that you did it, I wouldn't be surprised either. Like you don't strike me as a type who would shit in the top of a toilet tank. But if
I told you, you would believe it.
If you told me, I would believe it. I wouldn't be like, no way.
So, okay, my friends would be like, oh, we did this crazy trick or prank. We took a shit on a piece of bread when we put it on our friend's car. It's like, the prank's kind of on you. You're playing with your own shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's not really, to me, it's like a prank that makes you do something that also is awful.
You have to
it doesn't outweigh.
No,
you can put anything on someone's car.
You can, but it's all about look.
It's shit sandwich.
You have to go the extra mile. Sometimes you're gonna it's gonna get gross for it to be really funny.
How many shit sandwiches did you put on people's cars?
So with poop,
what's your worst shit prank?
Oh, the worst shit prank wasn't even my shit prank. It was again Ben. So what Ben would do is he would we would be at parties at somebody else's house, and he would go into the kitchen and he would open their cabinets and look, and then if he found tinfoil, he would go upstairs. If he had to shit, he would shit in the tinfoil and then close it up and then write chicken parmesan or roast beef.
I feel like did we talk about this on this spot?
And then put it in the yeah, it's one of the greatest shit pranks ever. But then the other thing we would do is we would crap or get poop and then wipe it underneath the bottom of a car handle.
Yeah, putting something on the bottom. Yeah, we did that before where we put stuff underneath people's car handle.
That's great. Or you put a bunch of shit on the top of someone's windshield wiper blades.
And then you
put dirty shit on there. And when they spray the fluid, it just makes it so poopy.
It's so hilarious.
But I think the grossest thing I did, I found a dead possum and I slammed it on my buddy John's hood and it broke apart and it stayed. It was during the summertime and it was super hot, and then in the morning a bunch of flies had landed on it and laid maggot eggs all over it, and it was just you had to deal with that all day.
See, okay, so I'm going to say a similar thing to you to what you just said to me. It's if you told me that you were a serial killer, it's I don't think that you are, but I would believe you.
Oh my
you're
God.
I like shit and dead animals. I used to set things on fire. You know, when you just simple prank, just turn on the
that
light.
was just an analogy. Holy fuck, this is the End Podcast. With Brian Shannon, I'm joined by the wonderful Sara Bell.
Hello, friends.
Thank you for being on the show. Do you have anything to plug for the
follow me on Instagram, Sara Bellum, and I'm doing a show at Helium. This will come out before the 20th of February.
Oh, yeah.
And then, I'm doing a show at Helium, 10 p.m. My Down and Dirty, some me and my friends. Tickets are cheap and it's fun.
It's down, it's dirty and cheap.
Yeah, I don't like the brand of being dirty, but it's just who I am.
So the thing is about the dirty shows that I had been on before, people would, you'd be it's a dirty show, and then they'd go up and just do a regular, they do the regular time, which is fine. But in my head, I'm aren't you supposed to be saying?
No, lean in. That's my thing is I like
things.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's been
actually, I recently was going through. I was booking the show and I was going through who have I only produce shows every once in a while. I'm who have I booked? I don't want to book the same people. You've been on 7 out of 8 of the shows.
Wow.
That I'm you're my favorite. And if I do a dirty show, you're because you're like me. I'm okay, I'm already kind of dirty. So then if you tell me I'm allowed to be as dirty as I want, that's kind of I'm leaning in, baby. I'm doing anything I want.
I would figure other comics would be way more into that, because then they're oh, I have jokes that I didn't really want to do anywhere else. And I figured that would be the perfect forum for them to just say oh, now I thought about doing this, I thought about doing that, but this wasn't I didn't think the crowd would like this or that, and I had to do this show. I would have figured.
Yeah, you kind of have an automatic out if the joke doesn't work, where you go lighten up. You bought tickets to the dirty show, you fucking idiot.
I don't think I would ever tell a crowd to lighten up and get madder. I'm gonna say some wildly.
Yeah, lighten up is not really.
Things.
That's I tell people to loosen their assholes or something. But
loosen your asshole.
Yeah, let it. Yeah, what's my ASMR for?
Yeah, I think so. Another thing about ASMR, I remember there was so many that I would search when that people started talking about it, and they have ASMR for everything, which I didn't think was a thing, because they have ASMR for people snoring.
Yeah, I think it's just like something where they like heighten they make all the sounds like super crispy, so it sounds like it's happening like right in your ear.
But why would you want that? That's what I don't really get. Even if it was like a soothing sound, I wouldn't want it like directly into my head. That sounds like total hell, actually.
Yeah, I think I guess I always make it sound sexual because I feel like it was like a kink thing.
Well, ASMR sounds sexual. Like that.
ASMR.
That sounds like a sex thing. But if they were like, oh, I can't sleep without like, eating a sandwich ASMR, I'd be like, you were fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, but people are weird about that kind of stuff too. Like people love to watch people eat. Like there's lots of like YouTubes where it's like some person's just like,
oh
okay,
yeah,
so I'm gonna eat this whole I'm gonna eat all these things, and it's just them shoving food in, and people like that they're not eating, they just want to watch somebody gorging on food. It's like,
don't really understand that either. I watched a woman eat what was it like, and I watched it to the end because I wanted to see if she did it, but she ate 15 pounds of rigatoni.
Whoa, that's too much.
And it's
rigatoni.
So much, dude. It's like to a point where you're like, this is fake.
No, it makes me think of that scene from Seven where he eats. Yeah, like they make him keep eating until his stomach explodes.
And then the other thing that was like kind of crazy about it was she wasn't like a bigger woman. She was like a very small, and I think maybe that's like the appeal. Watching a fit woman just gorge herself on Chef Boyardee, which
it's already just making me.
It sounds disgusting.
I hate being full. It's not a sensation I enjoy.
What is a sensation you do enjoy for ASMR purposes?
A sensation I really enjoy
is it the feeling of biting into a York peppermint patty?
I do kind of like that, but it's not as much as they made the commercials seem like.
Dude, the commercials are fucking wild. Dude, I was just...
The commercials that you bite into a peppermint patty and then the whole world would crust over in ice and you'd be like, ooh.
I'm at the
and
top
then you'd be like seeing like the hottest girl you ever see in your life coming out like a gazelle. It's like, yeah, what were with those commercials?
Out of control. Really they didn't make any sense whatsoever. I was telling Danny I was watching... So like everyone was talking about the Super Bowl commercials, and it's like, yeah, they're fucking kind of retarded now.
There wasn't any good ones.
I didn't see. I think I saw like maybe 2 of them where I was like, oh yeah, I guess that's all right. But I was telling Danny that I watched. So the other day we watched Remote Control. Alex and I watched like.
Oh yeah, we were talking about this yesterday too.
Went home, watched old episodes of Remote Control, and they were like 40 minutes long, so they had the commercials from 1990 and 91 in them. And one, it was great because the commercials are batshit. Like they don't make any sense. Like, dude, there was a commercial for like when it started, we're like, I wonder what this is about. It was a mom running to her daughter on a tire swing, and then the sun set, and then these clouds came in, and it started raining, and they were like hugging each other, and like she was lifting her up.
The commercial for raisins.
It was for certs. It was for breath mints.
What?
And it was like, what the fuck is this even about? The commercials for chocolate bars are nuts. The commercials for soda, out of control. But it was like so refreshing that there were no commercials for pharmaceutical ads.
Oh yeah, that's
whatsoever.
like the thing. I can't deal with it.
There were none of them. Those pharmaceutical ads are nuts.
They always come up with a jingle that gets stuck in your head.
What is? Wait.
Like, Ozempic.
Well, first off, that's not them coming up with a jingle. That's them ripping off. That's them ripping off the Bay City Rollers.
Well, yes, I understand
that. Them
but
up with the
jingle. They always put a song. Okay, sorry, jingle maybe isn't the.
They bastardized a 70s classic. And made it dumb.
Actually, like that's gotta suck. Why would you let your song get wrecked like that?
Because
it's like when they made that when they put the, you know what makes me laugh about songs and commercials is that when they put a song in like an Applebee's commercial, it's always a song that was originally written to like make a girl fall in love with you, and then it's about like nachos.
Dude, my favorite one for Applebee's. Wait, I don't know if it was Applebee's or Chili's, yeah. But it was like, doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case of loving too. It was so, it's like, whoa, dude.
It's like they want you to buy the
Tuesday,
the 2 for $20.
It's pretty fucking great. But
That's so funny.
The other thing I think is so retarded about like pharmaceutical commercials is they show a woman struggling to open up like a coffee shop, and you're like, what's this all about? And then it's her looking in a mirror. She's like, if you're plaque psoriasis is whole. I'm like, I don't think that has anything to do with you getting money from a bank to open up a coffee shop.
Yeah, the beginning of that commercial should be her skin is fucking disgusting, and she goes into a bank, and the guy goes, whoa, get this leprosy bitch out of here, right? And then she goes to the doctor, she gets a shot. And then make the commercial make sense.
When they show just like a woman trying to ride a bike, and she's just like, it's like, do you have like runny nose? I'm like, that has nothing to do with anything. And I guess it means like, yo, are you tired of like not living your life normal, I guess? But like, you could do so many other things.
Or it's like the guy's like hugging his daughter, and it's like he never hugged his daughter before he got this medication for psoriasis. The mom wouldn't let him have visitation rights.
Yeah, it's
because he looked like a disgusting crusty. And I can say that because I actually do have psoriasis.
Now, you should be in one of those commercials where you're...
My mom, dude, Cyndi Lauper's in one of those commercials. My mom loves to tell me that I'm like celebrities, but it's because of my ailments. She's like, you're just like Cyndi Lauper. She also has
just want to have clear skin.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's basically her.
That's pretty. Like, does Cyndi Lauper have psoriasis?
I guess she does because she's in the commercial. Or like Keanu Reeves is dyslexic. My mom loves to tell me that.
Is Keanu Reeves dyslexic?
I guess so.
That's not surprising, actually.
But yeah,
that makes more
sense. I think
sense.
Cyndi Lauper. I wanted to do a sketch that was kind of like you know, they love to do a psoriasis commercial where it's a girl, like, she's, like, putting her sleeve down, and her friend's like, are you still concerned about your plaque psoriasis? And it's like, yeah, bitch, shut the fuck up. Like, they're getting coffee, and then she's like, I actually saw a commercial for this medication. It's like, I'm the one with psoriasis, you dumb cunt. Like, you're going to sit here getting coffee with me. You're my coworker. We met 3 weeks ago. You're going to tell me that you saw a fucking commercial that was about plaque psoriasis. And, like, it's like, I've been dealing with this my whole entire life. I've tried everything. Nothing works.
So, I know.
And I just want a commercial like that where the girl that has the psoriasis just starts stabbing the other girl. She's like, you shut the fuck up, bitch.
I know what. I think I know what commercial you're talking about. Because then all of the chicks sitting at the table are like, oh, babe, like, you know, like, did you try like whatever the fucking product is? Like, and if you have like breathing, be sure to call your doctor right away. Like, they're doing all the side effects.
Yeah, the lady is like telling her all the stuff. Like, instead of it playing over the background of the end of the commercial, she starts telling her. It's like, what kind of fucking, you know, weird Stepford wife? Like, it's like no one interacts like this in reality. Or like when it's the couple and they're talking about life insurance.
I also wonder. Oh yeah, it's like
just make the bacon, you dumb bitch. Why are you talking about life? It's like talking about life insurance. I'm trying to eat breakfast, you dumb cunt.
Dude, there was one I saw. I can't remember
that commercial, and then he immediately serves her divorce papers. God, I hate every commercial.
I saw a commercial where it was so like, I don't know what the life insurance company was. I can't remember, but I just remember this is so terribly produced. It was like shot on like an iPhone, and it was just like two people walking away from a vestibule, and they're like, I can't believe dad's gone. And then some guy comes out of nowhere, like, dude, he comes out of nowhere. He's like, here's your bill for $11,000. They're like, what? They're like, you didn't know if you didn't have term life, you'd be stuck footing the bills. Like, the average funeral today costs upwards of $7,000 to $10,000.
What a heartless cuck that guy.
And it was just like, and then everyone's like, what are we gonna do? It's like, I don't know, man. You could just, I always like, they put so much emphasis on life insurance to a point where I constantly think about like, should I even have, like, I never think like I should have it, but I'm like, maybe I should just get some. Maybe I should get some. And then
I might have life insurance through my job.
Do you have it through your job?
I don't know.
Man.
I don't even.
I would immediately.
I mean, what
do you mean what's going to happen to you? What do you mean what's going to happen to you? Anything could happen to you.
I guess that's true.
You got
try not to think about
You'd rather have it, not need it, not, and then what? I don't remember how it goes.
Have it and not need it.
Then need
it and
not have it. That is true. I think about if I did have life insurance, the I would think about faking my own death so much and then like committing fraud. I don't know if I could have it.
Well, now you said this on here, so I think you're...
I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't be... If someone's like, hey, man, here's this term... I only know term life. I don't know if there's any other life insurance. There's got to be more than term. But if they're like, hey, here's this term life insurance policy for like $4 million, I'd be like, what?
Yeah, but if you had a $4 million insurance policy, you would be paying a lot of money into the insurance policy.
What?
Like, there's like
not
levels.
With Colonial Penn. Colonial Penn.
Wait, oh no! We both look right directly. No, we're in the commercial now. We're talking about
turning a podcast into a Colonial Penn commercial.
So actually, can I talk about my biggest pet peeve recently? Is people using podcasting and stand-up comedy as what the advertisement is. So it's like Rocket Money keeps doing this.
Oh yeah.
And like, is that one of your sponsors? I'm sorry.
No.
And we can bleep it. But it's like they keep doing that with like things where it's like it's a person's they're getting fake heckled in the commercial, and then the person's heckling them being like, what is it? You have life insurance? You know what I mean? It's like they're talking about you're talking about the Doritos Crunchwrap, new Doritos Crunchwrap Supreme, and it's like that's the commercials. They're getting fake heckled.
My favorite ones are also on like it sucks because I'm now guilty of like playing all these stupid games on my phone. Like I didn't want to do it before, but then I just was like, oh, I'll download this stupid Solitaire. Or I'll download.
Oh, you're making. Now we're doing it. We're doing it right now.
Yeah, I can make money. I'm making money, and it's so easy.
And it's real money.
No ads, no signing up.
I can't.
Free to play, but I
you win real money though. It's a scam.
No,
right?
So here's the thing. It is a total scam.
What's happening?
It's a total scam. But the commercials for it, like when it's like you have to go to the next round, it's like you have to go through the ad that like it said it was ad free, and it's definitely not. So, but it's like a man sneaking up and like pickpocketing a woman. And then he's like taking the money, and then
you have to choose whether to hit her with your bag, hit him with.
Oh no! That's another game. That's another. I'm talking about. It's a guy pickpocketing a woman, and then she turns around and yells at him, and he's like, "I'm sorry, I don't have any money." She's like, "I'm gonna do you a favor. Give me my
phone and then download Solitaire."
And he's like, "Oh my god, I just got $80 into my bank account."
Oh my god, we could stop crime with Solitaire.
Retarded. And then I know what you're talking about. It's like the woman who's in bed, but like there's all the stink lines coming off of her, and the man
you have to
kicks
decide
her out
whether to like
stay. It says endure or leave, and then
those games don't make any. Is anybody playing that?
Dude, I think about playing them all the time, and then like she's stinky, and then it's like. It's like change her look. You can choose a razor, and then it's like shaves her legs, and then you hit the wrong one, and it just dumps crap all over. And she's like, "Oh no!"
Yeah, or it's like a guy is like he's in the bottom of his house, and there's a fire happening.
Oh yeah, you got to choose
you have to move the planks of his home to like release water in. Like, why is there water in the top of his house that needs to be like? Why is there fire? I don't even understand.
And there's always the one too that I really do love, where it's like you're like a low level thug, and then you go and you see another guy pinch a mob boss's butt, and then she turns around, and you can either blame him or take like the blame. And then it shows her slapping you, but then she's like, "You're loyal and honest. Come with me. You're gonna be like a fucking mafia crime lord." And then
this one's turning me on. I don't know what's happening.
It's fucking wild. Like none of the games make sense, and I don't really understand.
It was like someone's job was to make the graphics for that game, make the storylines for that. Like that.
First off,
what is happening?
I actually believe right now. 99% of the games you see, no one wrote those. That's all Chat GPT. I guarantee it's AI. Like, just make me a game, AI. And they do. That's why they're so retarded. It's just like, it's so
they think
dumb.
that like the interaction between men and women is that you're pinching my butt on the street and then getting smacked.
And then I have to become a crime lord to prove my fucking loyalty to you for $20,000. And I can win real money. It's real money, guys.
Wait, okay, so you got scammed into downloading.
I didn't get scammed. I got bored.
And you're saying that you haven't made any money.
So here's the thing. You can, every day you get a daily bonus of like 30 cents. And then like,
big spender.
Yo, it's sick. And then you play like the lowest one is like $1. You can play like it'll take it from your little bank account thing. And then like if you win, you can get anywhere from like 50 cents to 30 cents. And the most I've ever won is like $2. But once you reach $10, that's when you can like cash it out through your PayPal or your Cash App or whatever.
Gotcha.
But like to get to that, it's impossible. There's no way you can do it.
It's also not like a perfectly random game. They could be doing whatever they want on the back end.
Oh, I know. It's a complete
They
scam.
could give you a game that's literally impossible to solve from the very beginning.
And I know that, but I'm just doing it for the solitaire. I wish I could
just love playing solitaire.
I'm not doing it for the fucking money. I know I'm not going to get any money. You think if I could make real money, if only there was an app where I could make real money playing solitaire.
Have you ever thought about Rocket Web? All right.
Oh my God. We're going to listen to it. I'm just saying that like there would be great if you could actually download a real game.
Yeah, but what would be the benefit of them? It's like you could play solitaire for free.
That's what I'm saying.
So why would they be paying you to do it?
No, I don't want to get paid. I just want a free solitaire, but everything has ads now.
Oh, that's true.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah,
if you could
I play a lot of like sorting candy. I sort.
Oh, you're a candy sorter. Are you also
sort a lot of candy?
Are you saving the king? Where he's stuck behind like a wall and there's all the candy falling down. You have to switch it around.
King. I just sort the candy. Fuck the king. I'm all about the candy, baby. Okay.
All right. Hey, everybody. We do a lot of joking around here at the end, but we're just doing it all in good fun, and we're not trying to poke holes in anybody's stories or their advertisement. We're trying to keep it lighthearted and goofy. But you know what's not goofy? You know what is important? Your sex life. But your schedule is busy. And if you're having issues performing and you don't have time to go to a doctor's office, Hims can get you personalized ED treatment without ever having to leave the house. Hims gives you access to a range of ED treatments like chewables, hard mints, and Viagra and Cialis, and their generic versions for up to 95% savings. Just answer a series of questions on their website, and a medical provider will determine the right treatment option for you. If you're prescribed, your medication ships free right to you. Start your free online visit today at hims.com/theend. That's HIMS.com/theend for your personalized ED treatment options. hims.com/theend. And hey, these treatments are mentioned as chewable compound products, which are not approved or verified by the FDA for effectiveness. Prescriptions require an online consultation, and a healthcare provider will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Prices varied based on subscription plan. Now, back to the end. Ridiculous.
This is insane. What are we doing here?
Yo, what's up, Shaner?
Word.
I'm a short-time listener, first-time caller.
Word.
Great mustache, dude. I got one myself.
No.
Just want to know what your techniques are, what your care is for that mustache, bro. Man, you have a good one.
It's so hard
To say goodbye
to yesterday. If you're plaque psoriasis. Yeah. So
What happened? Yeah, we got to get into it. The elephant in the room.
what happened was usually when I trim my mustache, I use a pair of scissors, and I was like trimming the top of it, but there was like hairs in the back of it that like I was like getting to, but I was like kind of clipping my mouth. And I was like, oh, fuck. Well, oh, yeah, that's right. My electric razor has this flip up like cutter thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe that'll work. And then like I got too close to the bottom part of my lip and it took off a chunk where I was just like, oh, fuck. And I was like, that's not that bad. I kept looking. I'm like, that is totally. And I tried for about 40 minutes, like shaping it up. And it was like, Danny's like, did you do anything fun? I'm like, no, I was so bummed out that like I didn't have time to make like it be goofy. I just like kept leaving the bathroom and then coming back and looking. I'm like, this is so fucked up, dude. At one point in time, it was like on a like an angle.
And if you like had shaved like the part, it's like, you know that thing. It's like where they do like a really thin one where it's like not next to your. It's like, yeah, I think it just if it's not aligned with your lip, it's like
you look
too fucking weird.
Terrible.
It's creepy. It's like a villain.
And I was like, there's nothing I can do now. And then I like started, I was like, well, wait. And then I was like, what if I just like wait? I was like, what if I just like, it'll grow back. And I was like, by that time, it'll be also so off. And I was like, fuck it. And I just shaved it all off. And then I mean,
you look fine.
It's the longest, let's see, the longest, I don't know. When's the last time I had my face shaved? I don't even really know. It's been years.
Yeah.
Years.
But I've seen you without it. So it couldn't be more than, I want to be like, it couldn't be more than 10 years.
I don't know.
I've known you for like 12 years.
I don't know.
I've definitely seen you with no.
When?
Like year, but yeah, like years. And yeah, like when I first knew you maybe.
When you could just download a free Solitaire app. There was no ads.
Yeah, when you actually had friends to play Solitaire with.
You could just sit there. Have your friends come over.
Yeah.
No, that's a bummer. But as far as care for your mustache,
so don't use an electric razor.
No, never again.
Don't know what you're doing. That's a good tip.
I honestly like it was one of those things. You ever see those stupid TikToks where like a lady's like waxing her eyebrows and then she pulls it and she realizes she got most of her eyebrow and she's like, oh. I was like, that's exactly how I was like, oh no, fuck no. And then I tried to save and it was unsavable. I had to put that dog down and I totally did. And when I was done, I was like, man.
How long does it take to come back? You'll be back in a few months.
Yeah, like I guess I can only hope in a few months. I've never. Oh, now I remember. It was 2015.
Yeah, that's like that is like I was like maybe 10 years ago.
Was the last time
I met you maybe with no facial, no.
It was 2015.
Porn stash
was the last time I had a clean shaven face. But yeah, and then I texted Alex. I was like, I did something. I kind of fucked up, and she was like, "What?" I'm like, "It's not the house. It's not the cat."
That is so fucked up to text your girlfriend when it's just about your mustache. Like, hey, babe, bad news, ... And she's like at work.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But I was distraught,
she's like,
man.
I might have to leave.
I reassured her. I was like, hey, it's nothing with the house. I didn't turn on a burner and leave.
Oh, no.
The cats are fine. Nothing's broken.
That's so funny.
I was like, but I have a very unpleasant surprise. And she was like, what's going on? And then I sent her a picture. She's like, oh. There's nothing worse than sending someone a picture of your now exposed face and you send it to them and then you just see the dot bubbles coming up. And then they go away.
Oh, no. Yeah.
And then the dot bubbles come up again and then they go away. You're like, dude, you're like, oh,
you're like,
no.
Okay, well, now I know I'm getting the third round of thought, whatever the fuck that is.
I'm going to go put a gun in my mouth.
My
I hope you have term life insurance for me. I hope you called Colonial Penn. Yeah. Other than that, dude, just comb it, I guess. You know,
it's kind of a genes thing, right? Not everybody can have a nice full stash.
Yeah, no, it's like some people have really bad facial hair and there's nothing you can do about it. There's no amount of like anything you can do it. Like now they sell that like beard oil and shit that like promotes growth, but I don't know if that would ever work.
It's not God's plan.
Yeah, that's definitely, you're definitely defying God. You're definitely doing it.
My advice as somebody who doesn't have facial hair but is attracted to facial hair. Not that this guy asked me. He doesn't give a fuck about what I think, but yeah, you got to go with whatever your natural grain is.
Yeah, you got to work with what you got.
Got to work with what you got.
Got to do it. Because if you don't, you have two options.
Eat your protein.
Yeah, there's probably
protein. That goes for everything. Eat your protein.
Yo, eat it.
Play your solitaire.
Don't pay for ads.
Save the king.
Save the king. But yeah, that's
don't use your electric trimmer if you don't.
Yeah. Oh my god,
dude.
Fucking.
I did that with my hair because I had a shaved head for a long time. Then I was trying to grow it out, and then one time I got really high, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna trim up the sides," and I went like way too high on the one side, and I honestly didn't even notice it until I looked in the mirror, and I was like, pfft. And I was too high to like figure out how to even it out on both sides. Like, I'm just gonna start over, and I just went over.
Sometimes you have to hard reset.
That's the one thing that's nice though. If you know that you can pull off a shaved face, some people like really.
I don't even know if I can pull off a shaved face.
Some people they get rid of their facial hair and they look like a little baby. You don't look like a little baby.
I know.
Give me a little cry and let me see.
That was awful, dude.
What?
I look like I look like a dude in drag as Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, no, you don't look like that. Oh my god, whoa, you do look way younger when you do that. That's a good.
Isn't that crazy?
Do it directly in so they can really see it. Yeah, man, that's good.
Oh man, that is just awful.
No, you look pretty much the same.
I guess so.
Come back in. I did giggle when I walked in, but it's because I knew it was happening when I saw you. I knew.
I
wouldn't have like pointed and laughed. So
when Danny saw it, he said, "Don't do this to me." He's like, "You don't do that."
We'll pour one out for.
And I was like, "Sorry, dude. I didn't know what was happening."
That's so funny.
And then the worst is like, so I posted it on Instagram, and then like. Some of the people were like, "Oh, you look fine," and other people were like, "Yo, what the fuck?" Like, it is crazy when people are like the opposite end of it.
Yeah, because you wonder, like, is this person honest or do they hate me? And then you're like, does this person love me and they're just not? Like, it's like you're like kind of not sure where to.
You really don't know which way to go because there's no middle of the road. There's no like, "Oh yeah, no, you look all right." It's all like, "Oh, what's up, daddy?" Or "What the fuck happened to your face, man?" It's like, God damn it, dude.
Yeah, because it's like you could, if you had like a full face covered, it's like people don't even know what your face really looks like.
Yeah, and I kind of, the worst was the subway ride over here.
Well, you just didn't feel like you looked as tough.
No, it was in the way that like I wouldn't think about it, and then like I'd be standing up, and then like. When you're on the subway and the light's coming in, you can't see your reflection, and then it would go to dark, and you just see your face. You're like, what is going on here?
That is true.
Dude, you're just like, what is this?
It is jarring when you forget, like,
yeah,
you forget what's going on with your face.
And I just kind of felt like, oh, I look like, I don't know if I look like I just got over a disease or I'm just getting one. I don't know which one it is.
You look fine. Get over yourself. I wish I had if I had known a little bit earlier, I was gonna bring fake mustache for me to wear.
Oh, that would have been sick.
And then I could have.
You could have,
like you,
but you fucked that up, and then but it's not your fault. You didn't know.
Yeah,
you didn't know.
It's your fault. You did it.
It is my fault. I take full responsibility for fucking up with a Norelco. I honestly want to write them a letter.
It's hard though when you're doing something on yourself because it's like you got to look in the mirror and then everything that you're doing, you got to like everything that you're doing is different direction than what you're supposed. You know what I mean? It's disorienting.
I think it's hard when I have the type of I'm like, this is totally gonna work. I am so confident with shit. I'm like,
oh, you got your Delulu got in the way.
I'm just like, yo, I'm fucking fine. Shit. It like as soon as I did it. I like took it away and I saw like all the mustache hair fall in the sink. I was like, oh no. And then I was like, well, I'll just try this or I'll try that, and nothing. Not a goddamn thing I could do. And after that, I went downstairs and the cats were looking at me weird, which was also like, yo, fuck you, dude. Fuck
Yeah,
both
you're
of
like,
you.
I watch you lick your asshole.
Yeah, don't give me shit. I will cut your whiskers right off.
Oh my god,
Stupid head.
dude! I went to high school with this girl that was telling us she didn't realize that whiskers aren't hair, and she cut all the whiskers.
No way.
I was like, that is animal abuse. Like, she just didn't know. She cut the whiskers.
No.
But it's like,
Did you
okay,
wait? You said you went to high school with this person?
That's what I'm saying, is that
What?
that's something that maybe you do when you're like 5. She did it when we were like 15.
What a fucking idiot.
And I remember when she told us, we were all like, why are you like, this makes you sound...
Wait, did
it's
she...
funny when someone tells you something, you're like, take that to the grave, bitch.
Yeah,
That's so embarrassing.
Never tell anybody else this. So wait, when she did it, was she like saying like, yeah, it's weird, I cut my cat's hair and now I can't walk right?
No, like she told us, like, after she was like, yeah, I did this really dumb thing. Like, she knew her parents were like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
She's like, I thought it was hair.
It's also, it's like, if you're a child and your parents are like, what the fuck? It's like, you're the problem.
Yeah.
You didn't you didn't teach your kid that whiskers aren't hair. Also, you don't need to cut cat's hair. Ever. I mean, if you have one of those, it depends, I guess. There's
depends.
breeds where you...
Like we had a Maine Coon / like a Persian cat. And its hair would get so matted that it got to a point where you had to like brush it all the fucking time. Like those cats sometimes need to be shaved. They're gross. But like other short hair cats.
Yeah, I guess I shouldn't assume. I didn't know what cat she had, but I do remember her telling us that and us all laughing in her face. Like, why are you telling us this? This is so stupid.
What a dumb lady. All right.
You got another one?
Next message, please.
Shaner, what's up, brother?
Word.
Hey, keep it short and sweet for you.
This is going to be the longest
you're a man
message
of horror.
ever.
I'm trying to know what horror movie you think you can survive, brother. Oh, you know what? 2-parter, actually. What's the upkeep on that mustache? I got it now. I've been trying to grow one myself.
You're fucking with me, Daddy.
Got that thing looking fly, man.
Daddy, you're fucking
Thanks,
with
buddy.
me, dude.
Catch you later.
You're fucking with me.
I told you, do you believe in fate? I downloaded it in order. These messages are from September.
I don't believe you.
That's not even real, dude.
I can prove this. I did not.
I want forensics in here. Okay.
There's no way I'll listen to 110 messages.
Yeah, that is true. No, see, now that's a very valid alibi.
Yeah, but how it's very possible that you could have 2 people call in and do fake messages in the last.
I have proof
minutes.
that the first one was.
I have proof we are wildly behind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
The first one was September 11th. Never
Jesus
forget.
Christ, dude.
The second one was September 12th. So.
Whoa.
Wow. All right.
Interesting.
That is weird.
That's witchy. Okay, so the beginning of it was
which horror movie
do you think you could survive?
do I think I could survive? First off, I think it's most of them. And the reason is, one thing I've always been very, very, very confused about, and I get it because of like it's a movie and you have to keep the storyline going. However, in a real world situation, if there were supernatural elements, one thing I've never understood in a horror movie is when you knock the fiend down. Say like Jason is coming after you and you manage somehow to strike him in the head and he falls down. You do not stop. You do not stop hitting Jason.
Oh yeah, they do that a lot where they just
continue to dismember and decapitate him. You don't stop and you don't like, oh, I knocked him, now I'll run. How's that been working out for you, bitch? You fall every 3
What
fucking
about
seconds.
Hellraiser?
So,
Hellraiser would get you.
First
Well,
off,
I was gonna say, yeah, like what could you not survive?
so what could I not survive? You can't survive interdimensional beings. You can't survive. Like, I'm going to say this, 2 things that'll kill me. Interdimensional beings, possibly aliens. Possibly aliens. Something, or we're going to go in real world, possibly wildlife. You know what I mean? It's like, if I can't, like, there's no way I'm going to beat Jaws. There's no way I'm going to beat a shark. It's just not going to happen.
Cocaine bear,
not going to win. Grizzly, not going to win. It's like you're not going to. Mosquito, the movie Mosquito, you're not winning. You're not winning against ticks.
Jurassic Park.
You're First off, no, this is how you win Jurassic Park. You don't go.
But that's what I was gonna say about Jaws too. Is like they knew that they knew what was happening.
Look, they knew, but they needed to get that shark. They needed to stop. They needed to save Amity.
Yeah, but couldn't
they needed to save
the one
4th
guy
of July
wanted
weekend.
his life to end over the shark, didn't he?
Who?
There was like the two guys. There was
Richard Dreyfuss. There was Hooper. There was
who's the guy who's like the shark expert?
Oh, Quint.
Yeah.
Quint didn't want to die. Quint wanted the money, and he wanted to prove he was capable of outsmarting nature. But unfortunately, he met his demise. And but yeah, Quint ruled. But the whole thing is like, those guys were like, hey, we'll stop this man-eating menace from fucking up like children and women and everyone who's going to the beach on the weekend. Like, they had to stop nature.
Yeah, but that movie was more about economics. If he did
the real monster in the movie,
right? Because wasn't it like, I haven't seen Jaws in a while, but wasn't it like the mayor was like, we need to have people at the beach because of the money?
No, it wasn't just the money, and it wasn't just the mayor.
It was the reputation.
It was the people who lived in Amity. They were like, if you cut off our summer, that's where all of our money comes into the town. We're not going to be able to pay bills. We need people come. We're a seasonal town. It's like if you go to Wildwood, and
I did grow up in Ocean City. It's like literally we made money like for 6 months out of the year.
Exactly. And then the rest of it, you're like, fuck, it's cold, and I don't have oil to heat my furnace. It's
my
like
restaurant's closed for 7
exactly.
months.
So the town wanted to be
that, but that's what I'm saying. It's like you could survive that by not being a greedy bat. No.
But look, nature always. That's the other reason you can't survive. Nature always laughs last. It doesn't matter what it is. You're gonna.
Yeah, Twister's gonna get him.
You're gonna die. As far as, like, again, I don't know how I'd win against Freddy Krueger. You're in the dream realm. The only thing you can do to defeat Freddy Krueger in the dream realm is, if you're going by the rules of the first one, you ignore him, which is like wild to think. All you got to do is be like, I'm not afraid of you anymore, and I'll ignore you.
Yeah,
and
you got to stand up to the bully.
You got to be like, yo, I'm going to walk away, dude.
The bully's only bullying you because it gets under your skin so bad.
Yeah.
You just got to have to ignore him.
I think that's a little odd. But like when it comes down to like physical things, like Jason, even Chucky from Child's Play, how do you win against that? You pick the doll up and you just grab it by its legs and you beat it. You just beat the fuck out of that doll.
Yeah, Chucky's a weird one. Did Chucky ever get dismembered and come back together or anything?
In Child's Play, he definitely did. But he came back because his soul, the soul of Charles Lee Ray, is trapped inside of the doll. So like when he got blown up when he got destroyed in the first one, they like took his corpse and they put him back together in a factory and he came back. But it was it's kind of like the other thing I would do, and I talked about it on a previous podcast. Any doll, like when people are like, the doll's haunted, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. You think I'm going to be hassled by a doll? I'm either going to destroy that doll, like I'm going to destroy it, or like in the case of like Chucky, who's like alive and talking to me and wisecracking.
Menacing.
I'm going to grab that fucking thing by its hair and I'm going to undo those bib overalls and I'm going to fuck that doll. I'm going to fuck that doll.
Okay.
Fuck you. Like no jury in the world would convict. They're just going to be like, oh, you fucked a doll?
It's weird for you to say after yesterday you were considering buying a dismembered doll for a long period
an art project, and then we heard that ominous, that we heard the tone.
That was weird.
That was weird as shit. We heard a piano go like, dum.
We were in a thrift store Shaner was considering buying a doll that was
porcelain doll.
It was like
together.
put the doll together yourself, so it was all the pieces. And as we're like going back and forth, we just hear one note. They didn't keep playing either. It was just like one like dun.
I was like,
and we were like, okay,
not today, dude.
Yeah, and you've seen too many
many movies.
Yeah,
too many movies.
That's how you survive.
Yeah,
you survived because you got the ominous feeling and you walked away from the thing. You didn't need to.
You know what it was?
Why are you playing Jumanji?
Here's
Don't play Jumanji.
I didn't even have an ominous feeling. I was like, oh yeah, that's bad. It wasn't like, I feel weird about this. My chi is being
okay.
I was like
that I said feelings to you.
Like I don't have a feeling. I don't have an ominous feeling when I see a sign that says high voltage, do not touch. I'm like, oh, don't do that. And I don't have an ominous feeling if I walk onto a beach and it says danger riptide. I'm like, I'm just not going to go in there. That's just not a good idea.
Yeah, well, you did feel like you shouldn't go in there. Men are like, hey, how dare you say that it was a feeling that I had? Okay.
No, I read a sign. It was right there, black and white, clear as crystal.
A piano played and you went, okay, buddy, never mind.
Like if I was like, I got a bad feeling about this, that would be different. I didn't. Okay. I didn't have a bad feeling.
I retract my
I was
statement.
given a purposeful sign by maybe from the universe, but that's not a feeling, dude. That's just the universe looking out for me, dude. Yeah. That's like... It's a different thing. Don't be gay. It's different.
You're gay.
But you gotta, one thing I've never understood. Like I've seen countless movies where even the one, and I'm not gonna ruin it for anybody. There's a new movie out called Companion.
Yeah, I want to see it. Don't ruin it.
I won't. But I will say right now, there's a part where the whole thing easily could have been nixed.
Yeah.
Like the whole,
I mean, that's like every movie
thing.
where they're like camping and they hear something outside and they're like, we should go outside. It's like, well, you just were inside. You could have been.
It's all, but then again, like if it's coming to attack you, you might have to defend yourself. In this situation, you're like, oh, if you just weren't such a weird, dumb shit, you like there's a part in the movie where you're going to be like, oh, they won. They win.
Okay, yeah.
And then it's in the beginning, and I get why you have to keep the movie going. It's a movie. However, there's a part where like, oh, they did it.
Yeah.
They did the thing they needed to do.
I did. I just watched that M. Night Shyamalan movie, The Visit?
Where it's the old people?
Yeah. And it's like from the very beginning, I was like, why would she let her kids get on a train and go somewhere by herself? You know what I mean?
They were going to see their mom and pop up.
That she hadn't seen her whole entire life.
That is also, that's fucking weird.
Yeah, but like, why are you sending kids on a train? They also were too young to even be on a train by themselves together. But just like, I was like, this is already from the first 4 minutes of the movie. I'm like, this mom is doing a bad job.
She's a bad mom. Right. Bad mom. Also, The Visit.
I hated that movie.
It was shitty.
It was not good.
And I mean that
in a literal term. You know, it would be a twist if
term.
there's no twist. Give me a movie with no twist, M. Night.
He did that.
I know. Actually, it wasn't good either. I don't think I like him. I don't think I like movies. We were talking about that.
Yeah, you don't like. Wait, that was the thing I was going to ask you. What is your favorite movie? Like, if you had to pick a favorite movie, what is a favorite movie?
I just feel like that's so hard because it's like there's just different movies for different things that you want. But I do think one of my favorite movies of all time is Clueless.
Okay.
It's funny. It's entertaining. I like all the characters. They're shitty. I've seen it a million times, and it was one of those movies I liked when I was younger.
Okay. See, that's a valid.
And the Joker. I really liked the Joker.
The one with Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
Why did you like that one so much? What gave you the feels about that?
I like the Batman storyline as far as like superheroes go the most.
Sure.
And then I liked that it was like not really a superhero movie. It was more just like a gritty drama in the world of the superheroes.
Got it. Yeah.
Plus I like that I don't know. I like Joaquin Phoenix. I just watched a movie last night that I really hated. And he was in, and I hated it from the first 4 minutes. I know if I'm going to like a movie within the first like maybe 30 seconds of the movie.
So wait, you don't remember the movie that
it was The Life of Beau or something like that?
Oh, Beau is Afraid.
Beau is Afraid.
Oh, I love that movie.
Beau is Afraid. I have mixed feelings about that movie.
Within the first, I will say I fell asleep after 2 fucking hours. I didn't pick out the movie, obviously. And I said I wanted to watch something that wasn't intense. And that's what Danny put on.
It wasn't intense at all.
It was fucking awful. It was making me sick to my stomach.
Why was it making you sick to your stomach?
Because he was so sad. A lot of it is just zoomed in on his face being sad.
Wait a minute. You don't like Beau is Afraid because he's so sad, but yet you like the Joker, where this man is clearly falling apart.
It's very confusing. It's very confusing, my taste. You were asking about my taste earlier. I said, I don't know. I'm confused.
You got bad tastes.
Yeah, I have bad taste.
Clueless to the Joker is such a wild.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's like I don't think that my movie sense really goes into, like, it doesn't really make any sense.
Hey.
And then, but I personally know from the description who's in the movie and the first maybe 2.5 minutes if I'm gonna like the movie.
Okay, so besides Beau is Afraid, then what movie do you absolutely hate?
One of the worst movies I've ever seen. And I feel like I almost got kicked out of the movie theater for laughing so hard about how bad the movie. It was with it was kind of like a reaction to Garden State. What was the movie that he came out with like way after? It was like crowdfunded. What was that movie called?
Zach
Wish
Braff?
You Were Here or something like that. Or
I don't know. I never saw Garden State.
It's Zach Braff makes the movie, and it was like crowdfunded to make the movie, and it was like fans of Garden State wanted this movie to be. It was just really bad. And I was watching
anything, Danny, because I don't know what the fuck. Garden State too.
No, it was called like Wish You Were Here. It was just really bad. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
So that was.
Wish
bad.
I could say you haven't seen it. So.
I haven't. Seen it.
Wish I was here.
Wish I was
here. What is that about? Besides the title,
like the brother's autistic or something, and he's just like a sad guy. I don't know. I remember there was a scene where he's like talking to his dad in the hospital, and the dad's dying. But the dialogue is so bad that I was like laughing so hard in the movie theater. I took a couple edibles and then I was laughing. So I didn't want to see it, and then I went and saw it. It was so bad.
And I'm assuming this wasn't your idea to go see it.
No, somebody I was hanging out with wanted to go see it.
Was like, yeah, you want to go see it?
We went with a bunch of people, and I was cracking up laughing.
I don't think I'd ever, if I was like I've gone to movie dates before, but a lot of the time it's never been me being like, do you want to go see this movie? It's been them saying, do you want to go see this movie? Because I
don't want to scare somebody off.
It's kind of like, I don't want to be like, yo, I'm really pumped for this movie, and then you get there and you're like, this is not what I want. Like,
see, I wouldn't do that though. I wouldn't make you feel bad for liking the movie.
I mean, I've been in those situations. Not felt bad for liking the movie, but they were like, you can tell where they're just like, I don't know what I'm watching. You can almost hear the questions already forming in their brain about how
that
many
movie,
things.
the Beau, whatever, what is it called?
Beau is Afraid.
Beau is Afraid. It was confusing me. I was like, what?
You're just like, you stupid.
Okay, when it comes to movies, I'll admit I'm a stupid bitch. You like movies? Don't watch movies with me. Because the whole time I'm going like, what the fuck is up with this guy? I said, oh, is there really a guy above him when he's in the bath? Like, I'm freaked out. I don't know what's happening. I'm like, his mom's not really. I keep going, his mom can't really be. You know, I'm like, I don't want to say.
So here's the thing.
I don't like movies. Is that okay?
No, it's fine.
Everyone does.
I will say this though.
Movies. I don't like movies.
There's a lot of times where I've been watching a movie with not just like my girlfriend, but like other friends that are women, and we'll be watching a movie, and they'll be like, "So wait, what? Wait, what's this?" And I want to be like, if you just continue to watch.
I agree with that part.
All of the questions that you are asking right now will be answered. And then if they're not, maybe I'll try and explain. Dude, the amount of times I've been asked in a movie theater, like, what is this? What's going on? Why is he doing that?
My ex used to do that too, but we would like, neither one of us had seen the movie yet. And it's like, I have the same amount of information as you at this point. So I don't really know.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
But in a movie like that movie where it's like supposed to be kind of like surreal, like you don't really know what's really happening or what's not really happening. Like is this all of it all in his imagination? He keeps having these kind of dream sequences, but it's only for like 2 seconds. Then you go back to real life. And it's like, I guess at the end of the movie, it's all kind of, it is real, but it's also fabricated by somebody else in the movie. Like, it's like,
sure.
Can you give me a break? Can you give me a break that Danny, I can't even see you, but I can feel your eyes rolling at me through the screens. Can you give me a break that movie in particular is okay for me to be fucking confused?
Yeah. No, definitely.
But it is
I'm leaving. I'm not even doing
Dude, you got to start a podcast called, can you give me a break? Where it's you trying to break down.
And we have the same taste in trash TV.
Oh, you and I. Yeah. Come on.
Mind blowing. I don't get it. But
you watching Traitors? Okay, we'll talk about it later.
You know it.
I just think that
see, it's like that's my thing though too, is like, okay, so the guy I'm seeing, he likes movies. He's like you guys autistically talked about movies for 5 hours yesterday. I like when I'm doing stuff that's like I'm thinking all day at work, I'm doing comedy, I'm overstimulated in a lot of the things I do socially. When I go home, I want to watch garbage where I don't have to think. When I'm watching The Bachelor, not once have I ever been like, whoa, what is going on here?
See, that's
I've never been confused during Below Deck.
So here's the thing.
I like watching shit that just like I can turn my brain off.
I get where you're coming from. I totally do. However, when I try to watch garbage, my brain isn't asking the question like, what's going on here? My brain is like, who the fuck greenlit this?
Yeah, why does this exist?
I do get my questions are like, who the fuck, who let this happen? And then I start getting angry because I'm like, there's no way that and then you start doing a deep, because then I'm like, I wonder what other shows like this person produces. And then you see them like, how did this get so popular?
Like Andy Cohen is like a billionaire and it's upsetting because he just like made shows where women yell at each other.
I really don't get it.
They're like, they're not watching whatever. Scorsese,
it just shows that women don't want to think. You don't want to think.
Or maybe it's that we're thinking a lot more all of the fucking time and we want to take a break. And you need to give us a break. That's fine.
This has been the End Podcast. Ryan Sheeter. Sara Bell, thank you so much for being on the show.
It's my pleasure.
And thanks everybody for tuning in and asking so many questions about my non-existent mustache. And make sure to call the hotline 833-443-5300. We'll address any comment, question, or concern, or more questions about my non-existent facial hair in upcoming shows. We're going to switch it over to the Patreon. Thank you so much. Later.
Bye.